On October 14, 2025, the United States government executed one of the largest cryptocurrency seizures in history, confiscating over 127,000 bitcoins, worth a staggering $14 billion at the time. The sheer scale of this operation sent shockwaves through both the financial world and the broader public, instantly making headlines across the globe. This wasn't a movie heist, but the digital equivalent of uncovering a hidden city of gold, one built on deception, exploitation, and the suffering of countless victims. The operation was meticulously planned, involving months of surveillance and digital forensics. The seizure was the result of a sprawling international investigation into a vast criminal enterprise that had taken advantage of the cryptocurrency boom. Law enforcement agencies from multiple countries worked together, sharing intelligence and resources to bring down the network. Headlines exploded worldwide as authorities revealed the unprecedented scale of the operation. News outlets scrambled to cover every detail, and the public was left stunned by the magnitude of the crime. Each Bitcoin, then valued at $113,000, became a crucial piece of evidence, a clue in a complex puzzle that investigators had been painstakingly piecing together for years. The digital trail was long, but it was finally unraveling. But this case was about more than just money. It was about justice, accountability, and sending a message to those who believe they can hide behind digital anonymity. The U.S. government's bold move sent a clear and powerful message. Digital anonymity is no shield for transnational crime, and those who exploit it will be pursued relentlessly. The seizure was tied to an indictment unsealed that day, naming Chen Zhi as the alleged mastermind behind a global fraud operation that spanned continents and victimized thousands. His company, Prince Holding Group, was officially labeled a transnational criminal organization, its assets frozen, and its leaders facing prosecution. For victims worldwide, many of whom lost their life savings, the news was both a long-awaited vindication and a painful reminder of their losses. Some found hope, while others struggled to process the scale of the crime. The scale of the crime was now undeniable. This was industrial-scale fraud, not a small-time con. The operation's reach and sophistication shocked even seasoned investigators. The big question now loomed. Could any of this vast digital fortune ever be returned to those it was stolen from, or would it remain locked away as a symbol of both justice and loss? At the center of this criminal web is Chen Zhi, also known as Vincent, a 38-year-old Chinese businessman and chairman of Prince Holding Group. In Cambodia, he was seen as a powerful tycoon, even holding an honorary title and advising the prime minister. But U.S. prosecutors allege he was the architect of a massive criminal empire, laundering billions and directing a network of scammers. If caught and convicted, Chen faces up to 40 years in prison. The Prince Holding Group's glossy public image hid its true business crime on a global scale. The U.S. Treasury's designation stripped away the corporate mask, exposing the group as a dominant force in Southeast Asia's scam industry. Chen wasn't a distant figure. He was reportedly hands-on, even approving violence against workers. Prosecutors allege he personally oversaw the brutal conditions in scam compounds. Chen Zhi's story is a chilling reminder. Power can hide the darkest crimes. The financial engine of Chen Zhi's empire was a scam called pig butchering. This isn't your typical online scam. It's a sophisticated, highly organized operation that preys on trust and emotion, not just greed. The name comes from the Chinese phrase for fattening a pig before slaughter. Here, the pigs are unsuspecting victims, carefully groomed and manipulated over time until they're ready to be slaughtered financially. Scammers invest weeks or even months building fake relationships, grooming targets for the kill. They study their victims, learning their hopes, fears, and vulnerabilities, all to make the deception more convincing. It starts with a random message, a wrong number, a friend request, a dating app chat. The approach seems innocent, even accidental, but it's all part of the plan. The scammer, using a fake profile, is charming and patient, sharing stories of crypto success and painting a picture of easy wealth. They're experts at making their targets feel special and understood. Trust is built day by day until the victim feels a real connection. The scammer becomes a confidant, a mentor, sometimes even a romantic interest. Then comes the pitch. Let me show you how to invest in crypto. The scammer offers to guide the victim, promising big returns and sharing fake success stories. Victims are guided to invest small amounts on fraudulent platforms, seeing fake profits and even small withdrawals to build confidence. The illusion of success is carefully crafted. Encouraged, they invest more, sometimes their life savings, believing they're on the verge of financial freedom. When they try to withdraw, the excuses start: fake taxes, fees, or total silence. Suddenly, the friendly guide is nowhere to be found. The scammer disappears, the website vanishes, and the money is gone. Victims are left with nothing but regret and confusion. One victim lost over $400,000, just through a series of messages. The losses can be staggering, and the emotional toll is just as severe. This is psychological warfare, not just theft. The manipulation leaves deep scars, making it hard for victims to trust again. The scam's cruelty lies in its patience and the trust it destroys. It's a betrayal that cuts deeper than financial loss. For many, the financial loss is only part of the devastation. The emotional aftermath can last for years, affecting families, relationships, and mental health. These scams weren't run by willing criminals. Behind the scenes, a much darker reality was unfolding. They were powered by modern-day slaves, ordinary people who became victims of a vast human trafficking network. The indictment reveals a system of forced labor, one that operated on a massive scale, hidden from the outside world. Tens of thousands were lured to Cambodia with fake job offers, promised high salaries and a better life. But upon arrival, they were imprisoned in guarded compounds, surrounded by barbed wire and armed security. Passports confiscated, workers found themselves trapped in squalid, high-security facilities, unable to escape or contact their families. Life inside was brutal: 12 to 16-hour days, 7 days a week, with no rest or relief. They were forced to scam strangers online, using scripts and fake identities to trick victims around the world. Failure to meet quotas meant beatings, electric shocks, starvation, and constant threats of violence. Some endured even worse, sold between compounds like property, traded by traffickers for profit. Survivors describe a nightmare of violence, fear, and psychological torment that left deep scars. These workers were both victims and unwilling perpetrators, forced to ruin others while enduring their own suffering. The United Nations estimated at least 100,000 people were held captive in Cambodian scam operations in 2023, but the true number may be even higher. The case against Chen Zhi exposes a hidden crisis, one that has devastated countless lives and families. Billions in stolen crypto are stained with the suffering of those forced to steal it. This is organized crime at its most inhumane, and its victims deserve to be seen and heard. The scale of Chen Zhi's alleged operation is staggering. At its peak, the enterprise reportedly pulled in $30 million a day. In 2024, Americans alone lost at least $10 billion to Southeast Asian scams, a 66% jump from the year before. Every dollar represents a personal tragedy: retirement wiped out, homes lost, futures destroyed. The scam's reach was global, with victims in dozens of countries. The stolen billions didn't just enrich a few, they fueled a shadow economy, funding more scams, corruption, and other crimes. This was industrialized theft, threatening entire regions. The stolen billions funded a life of outrageous luxury for Chen Zhi and his inner circle. Private jets, super yachts, and vacation homes in exclusive locations were just the start. The money was laundered through businesses, then spent on high art, including a Picasso painting. These weren't just investments, they were attempts to buy legitimacy and status. Every extravagant purchase was a stark contrast to the misery of the scam compounds and the victims' ruined lives. The criminals lived in opulence, while ordinary people faced bankruptcy and despair. This wasn't just greed, it was a calculated display of untouchability. The details of this lifestyle reveal the cold, callous heart of the operation. The indictment against Chen Zhi was part of a global crackdown. The US and UK imposed sweeping sanctions, freezing assets, and cutting off Prince Holding Group from Western financial systems. These sanctions are designed to choke off the money that fuels the scam empire. The message: no safe haven for digital crime. The US Treasury's designation of Prince Holding Group as a transnational criminal organization put the world on notice. International cooperation was key. Law enforcement agencies across borders shared intelligence to track the flow of crypto and identify key players. Even Chinese authorities had reportedly been investigating Prince Holding Group for years. This is a new era of cross-border justice, targeting the masterminds behind global cybercrime. The world is uniting to fight back. For thousands of victims, the $14 billion Bitcoin seizure sparks one question: will I get my money back? The U.S. Department of Justice has a process for using seized assets to compensate victims. If the Bitcoins are officially forfeited, a global claims process could begin. It won't be easy. Victims are scattered worldwide, and verifying losses will be complex. But the size of the seizure offers real hope. Many could recover a substantial portion of their losses. Even partial restitution is a powerful symbol of justice and validation for those who suffered. For the first time, victims have a reason to hope. The Chen Zhi case is more than a single scam. It's a warning about the new face of global crime. Technology and cryptocurrency have enabled criminal empires to operate across borders, exploiting millions. The fight against this threat demands global cooperation. No country can tackle it alone. Law enforcement must share intelligence, coordinate actions, and pressure safe haven countries to act. For individuals, the lesson is clear. Be vigilant online, question good to be true offers, and protect yourself from digital predators. The takedown of this $14 billion operation is a major victory, but the battle is far from over. The forces behind these scams, poverty, corruption, and technology, still exist. The fight for justice, freedom, and digital security must continue. In the 21st century, the front lines of crime are on our screens. We must all stay alert in this new era of cybercrime.